All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating report from Morgan Stanley. It's all about this multi-billion-dollar battle that's totally reshaping China's digital world. And get this, it's a war being fought not over years or months, but literally in minutes.
And that is a fantastic question. Because, the answer, it pulls back the curtain on this massive shift happening in the world's second largest economy. Speed has become the new battlefield, right? And convenience? That's the ultimate prize. We're talking about a fundamental change in how hundreds of millions of people shop for, well, pretty much everything.
So it all centers on this one idea, instant retail. And forget next day or even same-day delivery. That's old news. This is about getting groceries, your lunch, maybe some new headphones, pretty much anything you can think of, delivered to your door in like the time it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show. And this whole thing is the core of a massive, fierce competition between China's biggest tech giants.
Okay, but you gotta ask, why is this happening right now? Why are these huge companies suddenly throwing billions of dollars at delivering, a cup of coffee or a bag of chips in less than half an hour?
Well, it's pretty simple, actually. The old gold rush is over. For years, traditional e-commerce was just this rocket ship of insane growth. But now, that growth has slowed down to a crawl, just 1%. The market is totally saturated, and these companies are just desperate to find a new place to compete, a brand new engine to power their massive empires.
So, who are the big players in this high-stakes game? Let's meet the contenders. And let me tell you, this isn't some scrappy startup story. Oh no. These are some of the biggest, most powerful names in tech, and they are all in.
So on one side, you've got Meituan. They're the incumbent king, right? Think of them as the ruler of this 30-minute delivery world, and they are defending their turf. But on the other side, you've got the powerful challengers, Alibaba and JD.com. And they are launching an all-out invasion, coming straight from their massive e-commerce empires. And what's cool is that each side is fighting with what they know best. Meituan, they're leveraging their incredibly efficient network of delivery riders. These guys are everywhere. And Meituan has spent years building this on-demand habit into people's daily lives. Meanwhile, Alibaba and JD, they're coming in hot with their primary weapons, a huge user base from their shopping apps and just mountains of cash to fuel this fight.
So how exactly is this war being fought? Well, let's just say it's not subtle. Not at all. It is a massive, cash-burning subsidy battle. We're talking huge discounts, free delivery, coupons, basically anything and everything to lure you, the customer, away from the competition.
And wow, you can see the impact of all that spending right here. The money is absolutely working. Look at Meituan's share. It's dropped from a dominant 76% all the way down to 57%. So where did all that market share go? You guessed it, straight to the challengers. Alibaba jumped from 22 to 33%, and JD.com just exploded, going from only 1% to 9%. This is a market being completely redrawn in real time.
And believe me, this fight is not stopping anytime soon. People are calling to end this involution, which is basically this brutal, vicious cycle of internal competition. But the Morgan Stanley report says these companies are trapped. They're in a classic prisoner's dilemma. That's where everyone would be way better off if they just agreed to cooperate and stop spending so much money. But they can't trust their rivals to stop. So the only rational choice for them is to just keep burning cash.
So this brings up a huge question, right? What's the prize here? What is so valuable that it justifies burning billions and billions of dollars? Just what are they all fighting for? Okay, this is what's really fascinating to me. This isn't just about stealing customers from other online stores. In fact, look at this. Only 8% of these orders are replacing traditional e-commerce. A massive 51% are replacing actual trips to a physical store. But the kicker, an incredible 41% is brand new demand. That's people buying things they just wouldn't have bought otherwise. So instant retail isn't just carving up the pie, it's actually making the whole pie bigger.
And that pie, well, it's projected to be absolutely enormous. We're talking 2.5 trillion yuan. That's what Morgan Stanley thinks China's instant retail market will be worth by 2030. That is a massive, massive prize, and that explains the insane intensity of this competition. This isn't just a small skirmish, it's a fight for the entire future of retail.
And you can see why it's succeeding. It taps directly into these really fundamental consumer desires. The top reason people use it, 60% of them just say, I don't want to go out. It's as simple as that. It's the ultimate convenience play. It's for when you have a sudden need or even for your routine shopping. It's really changing daily habits right before our eyes.
Okay, so we've seen the battlefield, we understand the prize. So the big question is, how does Morgan Stanley see this whole thing shaking out? From an investor's point of view, who's in the best position to actually win this war?
All right, so here it is. Here's their investment preference order. Number 1, Alibaba. Number 2, Meituan. And number 3, JD.com. So pretty interesting, right? It suggests that even though they're a challenger, Alibaba is seen as the one best positioned to really capitalize on this whole thing.
So let's break that down a little. For Alibaba, they've got the huge user base and the deep pockets to win, but their big challenge is catching up on delivery efficiency. Then there's Meituan. They're definitely taking some hits on market share, but their top-tier efficiency makes them a really resilient long-term leader. And finally, JD.com. They had some strong early momentum, but it seems to be fading, and they're at risk of just becoming a smaller, niche player in this space. And hey, just a quick note on this, for full transparency. The report itself points out that Morgan Stanley might have business relationships with these companies. So, it's just something for investors to be aware of, that there are potential conflicts of interest here that could affect the objectivity of the analysis.
So as this 30-minute war keeps raging on, fueled by literally billions of dollars, it leaves us with one final big question to think about. In a subsidy war like this one, a real race to the bottom on price, where companies are just burning cash to win market share, who's the real winner? Is it one of the giant companies fighting it out, or is it you, the customer, enjoying all those cheap, super fast deliveries? It's definitely something to think about.